this last fight of the preliminary main card was a fun fight to watch. It was a fun fight to watch, but at the same time, this was another one of those back and forth pitter patter type fights where I couldn't pick a clear winner. Gastelum was doing a lot more output and was moving around a lot more, but it looked to me like Curtis was landing heavier shots and doing more air quotes damage, because isn't that what we're supposed to judge fights based on? Even though the rules don't say anything about damage. That's what all the announcers talk about nonstop. Oh, he's throwing with more effective damage. That has nothing to do with the rules. The rules have never mentioned it one time. Using techniques that help further the fight to the finish. If that's your definition for damage, then they need to write it down somewhere, because you can't just make up your own definition. I don't know. I don't buy it. You're telling me that you can tell the difference between one punch and another punch? Like, that's all opinion. Some people think punches landed harder than other ones. Oh, it hurt. They heard a loud slap. Well, sometimes the foot slaps and there's no damage there at all. But they'll be like, oh, look at the damage it did because they left toe prints on the skin. Well, you can slap somebody and it might sting the skin a little bit, but that doesn't mean it did any damage. It doesn't mean it furthered the fight to the finish. I don't understand the mentality with some of this stuff, man. But Gastelum did look good. He did look sharp. The rules throw me off, because which one is more important? The guy who's landing bigger punches or the guys who's landing more punches? And then were there clear indicators that Curtis or even Gastelum, like, knees buckled or showed that something bothered them? Or did they change the pace of the fight? Did they start limping or switch stances? Like, those are the things that are signifiers to me that damage has been done. The guy changed the way he was fighting the fight because something hurts. It's not, oh, that punch looked like it hurt. How do you know? How do you know what looks like it hurt? If the guy doesn't change anything, if nothing is altered with how he's fighting, it doesn't look to me like there was any damage done. There are guys like back in the day, I've brought this up before, like Cabbage or even Mark Hunt, guys with like crazy chins. You can hit them 5-6 times with crazy huge punches, but they just walk through it like it's nothing. Do you really score that as more damage? It doesn't bother them. So, like, how does it count as damage? I don't know. I don't know how you can judge that other than they did something, right? One guy punched another guy, kicked another guy, did something to the other guy that made him change the way he was fighting. His body language changed, his energy levels changed. He had to change his stance. Even visible cuts and bruising and swelling doesn't really do that much for me, because some people just swell. Some people just bleed. One of the Diaz, right? The older Diaz had that cut and it was always open. You'd slap him with a baby's hand and he would probably bleed. But I don't think that means that somebody hit him and did a lot of damage, because if his chin's solid and it doesn't phase him, if you get hit by a truck and keep walking forward, how do you really call that damage? Do you say, oh man, Superman was so damaged by that car that hit him? No, the car got folded in half. Superman didn't get a bruise, right? Does that make sense at all? I got to go to the superheroes. I got to bring up the superhero to make people think, oh my God, that train hit Superman with so much power. That was a lot of damage. Not really. It's Superman. He didn't even get scratched.